Good afternoon and welcome back to my channel, Logan's Speed Shop. Today, doing something I don't show too often, but working on a customer car. We got a bit of a wiring job here, so let's show you what I'm up to. So this is another FC, same as what I've got myself, but it's a little bit more crazy. This has just come from Primal, who's been doing all the fab, all the painting, bit of everything in the bay. Basically put the motor in, got everything sorted for the owner Todd, and now it's on to me to do the wiring. But before we get into that, let's talk about what this engine setup is, because it's pretty darn cool. Turbo is a Pulsar G42, I believe. Look, there's a couple of things I'm not 100% sure of, but I'm going to guess. We got the billet lower intake, we got some fuel tech injectors in there, drive-by-wire, because hey, why wouldn't ya? The engine has got a billet front and rear plate. I believe this was a pretty much a full race motor, semi PP and bridgeported, so it's going to be off its head. It's going to sound awesome. Nice catch can over there, really nice fab all through it. Yeah, but this should be killer. And now it's on to me to do the wiring. Get it ready for this next step so you can actually fire it up once everything's been checked over. So we've got the Haltech loom here. It's getting an Elite 1500. I've gone through, mapped everything out, and kind of divided everything up into branches so I can put it into the car and cut it all up. It's pretty easy. Down, I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the camera, but there's a hole down the bottom so the loom will run out of there. I've got the factory alternator loom and stuff I need to get out of the way just so it doesn't cause me havoc. It should be good. I should be able to run everything out of the way pretty easy. Coils will be up over here. We have ING1As, whatever they're called. Nice big powerful coils, straight down, leads down there. And yeah, hoping it's all just going to fall into place and it's going to look bloody brilliant once it's done. But that's only the engine loom. Obviously I'll tidy up the starter and the alternator loom, get that all looking Mickey for him as well. Sort out the power steering, which means there'll be a breaker up there. And move this fuse box that's chilling in the middle up to the front here as well. A few fuel pumps hiding down the back. It's got a surge tank right next to the battery, which is nice and easy to work with. So I can mount some fuses, relays. Obviously every power wire in the car will get fused, which is straightforward to me, but for a lot of people they're not putting them in. So even the battery cable running from the back to the front of the car, that'll end up with a 150 amp fuse, because hey, you just got to be safe. You don't want something to go wrong, arc out, and next thing you know you got a fire in your pride and joy. So we protect everything we can. Starting to run the cables. Looks like an absolute mess of spaghetti down there at the moment and in the bay. We've got our group that runs to the driver's side in here. So this is for the accelerator pedal, which I still have to bolt in. The ignition switch, power, so that tells the computer obviously when to turn on. And the boost controller, because that is chilling that way. We don't want to have an ugly wire running behind the engine, so we're going to run it up through this side of the firewall. Just easy, nice little plug. But usually I would cable tie my wires where I want the breakouts to be. Don't have any small cable ties, so I'm just going to use some tape at the moment. So we'll chuck some tape. Can't really tell, but it's kind of sitting where it will. I have bits running along the front here, around, cam angle sensor, well, crank angle sensor, eccentric shaft sensor, whatever you want to call this bloody thing. The injectors going around to the back, they'll run nice and are very exposed, so I've got to make sure I do that nice and tidy. Then I'll run some cabling up under the catch can line to the air temp sensor and the throttle body. Then we'll run some of the loom up to the front. Should finish up really nice. Pretty excited to make this bay tidy. It's always good starting with a fresh, well, very evil. Just cleaned out everything in the car. That way I'm ready to attack it. Obviously with the front done, we've just got the back of the car to do. Still a bit to do in the front, but that's okay. I want to get into the rest before I finish that off. So next up we got the fuel pumps. Easy enough. Battery ground, going to replace this one. She's just looking a little bit worn, bit tired. Can do better than that. Make it nice. So we've got all sorts going on here. Got a breaker for the power steering. Got a cigarette plug for the Virix. Because I don't want to hack up this loom. That way if he ever takes it out of the car, he's still got it. Fuse box for everything in the car. Fuse box for at the front by the ECU. Cable to run down by the ECU and the relays. Cable to run up to the starter and the alters. Obviously Haltech dash, ECU, all that jazz. So we're good to go. We've got this little board made up. Got the fuse box in there. Let's see if we can pop it open with one hand. Probably not. There we are. So you see the fuses in there, 30, 60, 100 and 150. Still got to tighten them down, but that's alright. And then we've got the relays. Got a 70 amp and 2 normal 40 amps. 1 for the Virix, 2 for the fuel pumps. This all going well. Yep. Bit of a fight with one hand, but it's going to sit in there, basically right up there behind the tail light, out of the way, easy to get to still. This panel drops down, could jump in there easy as. Just got to run the powers for the fuel pumps now, and the factory pump, and a level sensor. Actually got to find out where this plugs into for the level sensor. Oh joy, that's got to run to the dash. Hopefully I can use the old plug if it's floating around. It's got to be in there somewhere. Surely I can find it. Oh well. What did you do with it, Dave? What did you do with it? There he is. That's not too bad. Alright, now just got to work out the powers for the fuel pump. Grab the power probe out. Put some power to it. Easy as. This is a bit of a fight for my back, just leaning over. Not built for leaning. But yeah, she's all in there. All the power grounds for the pumps. That is nice. We got the Virix box there. Like I said, didn't cut anything. She's got a cigarette lighter hidden down there. Got all the fuse box, the relays, everything mounted away nice and easy. Also one nut, one cable tie. You can remove it. Still got to chuck a cable tie around here, but the terminals are loose. Actually, I'll take that off. No need to leave a live cable running to the front. But yeah, she is looking good in there. So that pretty much ends the back for me. Need to go on to, I want to say the ECU bit, but I reckon now we've got this bloody Astra pump. Not going to jump too much into detail. If you want to see how to wire an Astra pump, I'll chuck the link into the description. I've actually done a bit of a detailed one on this, how to get it to fire up straight away as well. Make it work brilliantly. And we've got the triggers for the Astra and the trigger for the fan relay. So we'll get that mounted up here. Definitely having one of those days where I just hate wiring. This car's cooked me. But the alternator starter loom is pretty much where it needs to sit. Just redone a bloody ground, shortened the alternator lead, extended a couple of wires so the box can sit out the front. Still got a bit to tidy up there. Got to run a trigger for the starter. That's easy enough off the key. Well, as long as everything powers up when it needs to. Inside the car, I mean, looks like spaghetti at the moment just because nothing's mounted. But we've got it all in here. We've got a power junction which will go somewhere up here. ECU probably go in the standard spot along the wideband. Relays, fuses up the side, easy to get to if there is a problem. Not that they should ever blow. Not unless someone touches something on somewhere they shouldn't. Nice and simple. Coil pack harness obviously in. It's got a little bit of a tinkering up. Really celebrating small wins today. Everything's taken way longer than it should. Still got the factory dash in here, But guess what? We got power. Things work. ECU's on, ECU's connected. Just about to hopefully calibrate the pedal, you can see there. All that jazz. Oh, my hip just locked up, just got cramp. But yeah, all we gotta do is calibrate. That's 0, 100%. Boom, calibration good. Now if we go the actual throttle body, calibrate. If we come out and around past all my mess. Can't really hear it probably on camera, but yeah, there you are, a bit of a noise. But the throttle's calibrating, which is great news. Means my wiring's good, which, hey, I had no doubt about that. It's everything else about the car that you don't know. The stuff you haven't touched you have to worry about. But she's just verifying that it'll make it so it's not disabled. Then it's good to go. And it is good. One thing, the key's hanging down here. We'll see. Does the car actually crank? It's not going to turn on. The fuel pumps are disconnected, along with there's no coil packs, but let's see if she cranks. And she does. She sounds healthy, which is great. So this is good. Now all I have to do is set up all the sensors, make sure that's all good. Bit of a tidy up. Over the other side, let's show you how it's looking. Parts all through the car, parts out the back. Mess on the ground. Everything just chilling in there. Still got a bit to fix up there. Oh, what a nightmare. What a nightmare. Coil pack still just chilling there. Want to secure this loom down a little bit more. And just got to find a bracket to make that work at the front here, the fuse box. Otherwise, she's looking good. Well, that's a wrap on this job. The loom is all done. It came out good. The bulk of it's just the factory loom, the alternator starter loom, the bits that move around. But even that's not bad. It's all hidden off to the side. Inside the car, got the Haltech dash there. Over the other side, you can't see anything really. See the relays, a couple of fuses and the power junction. That 3-pin Deutsch connector is just the fuel pumps. It has to be left disconnected at the moment because there's just no fuel. Don't want to run the pumps dry. No point hurting anything for the sake of testing. And hey, we don't need to run them. If we go under, pull the carpet back, which it is stuck in there at the moment. You pull the carpet back, and we've got the ECU mounted in the stock location on a block. A few wires coming through, nothing too special there. But yeah, we'll fold that carpet back, around to the back. Everything is well hidden away as well. Then into the back, can't see a hell of a lot, which is what we want. Obviously battery terminals, power's off at the moment. All the relays, fuses hiding under there as well. Nice simple job. It's going to be effective, safe, and it's going to last the life of the car. Just what we want. Hopefully all going well. By the time I've edited this video, I can insert a clip here of the first startup. So here goes.